This art's disgustingly pretty. Wow. And it's a stacks card too. You're gonna see like people are gonna drop this card on the battlefield, and it's gonna make your game hell, and it's gonna look bling as hell when it happens too. That's rough. I have opinions on the Lotus. We will listen. I want to hear people's opinions, and we will get to the opinions on the Lotus. Sorry that the music's so loud. We will get to opinions on the Lotus. Be best believe, Elish Noms, best believe. But for right now, I'm gonna try to see how can I get. I know it's spoiler date. I just want them in order, like not. I want the regular art. I want like the non. Could you do Myth Explorer? I think yeah, Myth Explorer is usually what I go to. TBH. And I usually and also Mythic Spoiler. Hey, Ophia's back. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, Mythic Spoiler is typically in order too. So what we'll do? Ooh, okay. Because what we'll do, we'll jump back and forth when I want like to look up a specific card, and then we'll look up the alternate arts here. That's what we'll do. Let me open that up there. All right. So let's go in or should we do it by color? We could do it by color. But it'll still kind of look weird. Yeah. All right. Let's where did we start last time? I do want to go over the commander cards at some point, but I won't now. I stopped here. I think actually here was so last Friday? Thursday? Me and Reversal Wizard went over the first set, pretty much up to here, and then the weekend. So, I think for the commander decks, I'll do like a bigger breakdown. Like I think we'll probably just do like a solid like, hey guys, let's look at the energy. Let's look at both of the precons and theory craft some deck upgrades for them. That'll be like a separate whole like stream probably. But for right now, so we're gonna skip these and we're gonna go pretty much just in order of what's released. And honestly, I mean like because Friday is when they kind of release like every every common and uncommon like all at once. They just kind of like throw the rest out. And there's usually like too much to get through there, but for right now, there's like only such a drip of like commons and uncommons that are like hard to get through. So we can just kind of go one at a time. God, this is like not super easy to look at. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is way better. Okay. Does that affects every page, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's just this one page? Oh, sick. I don't think I've ever noticed that it says which creator scored the card. Oh, yeah! No, like, it's really cool. And they've been doing this for a while, right? And actually, it links to the post. It links to the very post that... Yeah, it links to the very post of where it came from, too. Which is really cool. Like, that's legit dope of them. I like Mythic Spoiler. I've like always been a Mythic Spoiler fan, but I have I'm gonna get both. Death is the start. I like Mythic Spoiler, but I do not like that they cover leaks, which is not fun. That's like one thing I don't like about them. And like leaks, right? Like not like you know like okay, they will post the picture of like, you know, the shaky cam footage poster that leakers get, right? Where like as soon as you see a Magic card before release date, your phone just like automatically shakes, and then they take a picture and they upload it. Like Mythic Spoiler will keep that picture up, and it will stay there even after the official art has been like shown. That part, I think, I forgot. Like, maybe it was like the big. Well, no, they just kind of do that all the time. Like every set that has leaks, they do that too, and that is something that I don't appreciate. Yeah, I agree, but I also understand the desire for relevance. That is a fair statement. I don't know, right? Like I literally don't know, but like, goddamn, how is Mythic Spoiler not like still outrageously relevant? You know what I mean? Um, but and they also used to like not do as many leaks. Like sometimes, like I do remember like there were times where they've like not covered, um, like really bad ones. Oh, when someone like only posts on Reddit, you know what I mean? And I'm just trying to get something done in the background, so we will get to stuff soon. Don't you worry. Like when someone posts and leaks things on Reddit, and it's kind of like it's super clear that this was like done in a really like deceitful, like they clearly stole this off the back of a truck sort of way. They've not like posted those before. Like they used to be better with it. Is all I'm saying. They used to be better with it, and then they just kind of like stopped being better with it, and I don't really get why. But okay, chat really fast. I um just gotta do a thing. Video capture face, perfect. Do do do. La di di, la di do, la di da. Alright. We'll go over this in just a second. I just have to get my stuff set up for TikTok. This is actually gonna be really difficult. I don't know how to really enhance this. Alright, I'll just have to make sure that's like always on the side here, and then yeah, we'll just kinda talk about it up like that. Okay, sure. That's good enough for TikTok. What's the relevance of knowing a card 3 weeks before a set release versus 2 weeks? These are the questions that we ask, right? You're like entirely not wrong, and you're kind of on the money. But again, like I mean, clearly I'm still using Mythic Spoiler, right? So like I'm not like anti it, but I will at least say that like Scryfall definitely has its divine uses. It's like just divinely awesome uses. Also, just really fast. Fuck, bro. This art I think is like magnificent. Like this art is like wow. Like wow. They they went hard on this one. Oh man. And it's not like from Amonkhet too. We don't even really know what like plane this is from, but is this the guy that does the hands? No, it's not. Okay. There's like a series of like alternate arts that had like a bunch of hands on them during. I forgot what set it was, but it was pretty good. Anyway, that's that. I mean, this art is beautiful. Okay, but back to what we're doing. Okay, back to the lab again, if you will. What happened? Oh, I see what I've done. Poop. It reminds me a lot of Central American armor, except for the fan weapon thing. Reminds me oh yeah. No, I figured. Yeah. Yeah. It gave me like the yeah, like Mesoamerican probably is the closest way to like go with this, right? Like not it's not Egyptian. That this evokes like Egypt, but like the rest doesn't, you know. But yeah, we're gonna go over all of that and more today on Kurocast, Kuro Spellcast, Kuro Hitsuki Cast. You know how it is. One of those titles. I'm really good at titles, as you know. This guy looks so cool. What the fuck? I know, right? Yeah. Okay, but that was one of the cards in the pre-con. We're not doing that yet. Zombie Master. Yeah. Yep. The Zombie Master reprint for the commander set. But we're not gonna go over these now. Just eventually. I think of literally of all the Zombie Master arts they've ever made, this is easily the most beautiful. These are all great. I mean, they've done a lot of Zombie Master arts, and they're all very pretty. But this is like, oh fuck. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Trench Crusade, but like it's like a miniatures game where like the story is that the crusade basically it's like Earth versus the forces of hell during like World War I sort of thing. And like I've been listening to like a lot of the story stuff of Trench Crusade, and it's just been like a really cool exploration of cursed things. All right, let's get into the actual content. Yeah, that's what we're all here for. The actual content, the actual yapping. Now, chat. I legit want to hear your thoughts and opinions on these cards because, well, it's important to me. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm pretty much always. Oh no, I'll mouse over where we're looking. Yeah. I'll select the card here, and then we'll look at it over here. And I think that's what we'll do for this as well. If I can line it up right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, perfect. All right. We have things set up. Now to go live over there on the old TikTok button. Boop. And all right. There we go. Now that that's all set, now that that's out of the way, hi chat, how you doing today? Hello, like how's it going? Are you? I asked this question on Blue Sky, and it was basically me going like, "Hey, how does everyone feel about Aether Drift and like what like the because you know how like you know how." Like for Murders at Karlov Manor, right? Everyone was in a detective outfit, right? Like they either had Ravnican clothes and then like just put like a detective hat and a pipe and smoke and like an overcoat, and like that was just like their outfit, or they didn't have any guild looking stuff at all, even though they're on Ravnica, and they just looked like a detective, right? It's like that's what Murders at Karlov Manor was, where the whole thing is just like everyone's a detective now, and they just have a hat. Or then you get to not really have to go to work. Okay, sounds good. Elish Mums. Good luck at work. Or you have um Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where at the very least, you know, everyone is like in a Western setting, right? Like everyone has a cowboy hat, but it makes sense because they are in a desert at the very least, right? It makes sense. But then you have like Outlaws, which the Outlaws were kind of able to like look any way they want because like they're outlaws. Um, and then you get Aether Drift here, right? Where like, everyone is dressed up in racing gear, but like it makes sense that everyone's in racing gear because, well, we're racing, right? Like that's like everyone is here for a shared job, a shared goal to race in the Aether in the Avishkar Grand Prix. So I wanted to know, like, how do y'all feel about, like, does this at least feel more natural than Karlov Manor? It's not just another case of, oh my gosh, they're in a new hat? Or is it pretty much the same thing? See, 1.5 hours, I'm just never ready for it, gotcha. Do you like to first play Gold Board? I do, it's growing on me. Was the only requirement for Outlaws literally just the hat? I mean, kind of. I mean, see, now this is Archangel of Tithes. This is a returning card that is now in the setting of Thunder Junction. I like things like this, right? Where it's just like, hey, Archangel of Tithes, it's just a type of angel, and angels manifest themselves anywhere in the multiverse in any sort of look. And hey, on Thunder Junction, it's a desert plain, so an angel manifests with a cowboy hat and a trench coat. Fine, like, whatever. I'm okay. Personally, I am okay with stuff like this. But like for just like the general people, I mean, like, I don't know, like this, right? It's just like, I mean, this is like the sheriffs. The sheriffs were like these silver people, and then like whatever the fuck is going on here. The card is heat. Angel tied to this heat. Could you discuss how speed works? Abnormal? Yes, I will absolutely do that. When we get back to Aether Drift, I will absolutely explain how speed works. I think it's an interesting snapshot of something in the multiverse that feels a lot less forced than everyone being at Thunder Junction randomly. I feel that. Like I kinda definitely feel that. Especially because Thunder Junction was so random, right? Like we do the interplanar war, Phyrexia is everywhere, and then we go to 𝔹𝕃℃, just like that's just like the next thing. It's like, oh, 𝔹𝕃℃, okay, what's going on there? Like, how is that plane recovering from the Phyrexians? Oh, we don't really talk about the Phyrexians anymore. That's old news. It's been like years since that happened. Where have you been? It's just like, what? That was like a set ago. Have you all moved on that quickly? So like you get like 𝔹𝕃℃ and Ixalan, where like no one's even talking about the Phyrexians, like everything is just moving on as normal. And then like the first time we go to Thunder Junction, it's like the first new plane we go to, and like everyone's able to walk through the planes and everything, and we see like multiple cultures around the multiverse coming together to one place. But even though it's multiple cultures in one place, they all are like dressed up in like the same ish outfit. Like it's just kind of weird. But like Outlaws was the first time we saw people from different worlds getting together and just kind of like being there. Like, why is Garov? Like, why is Gissa and Garov? Oh, I know why, because they got hired by Oko. But just like, still, what random characters to leave Innistrad and come to a desert, right? Like, in all fairness, like Geralf should be too much of a nerd. Like, who wants his laboratory, like, I mean, listen, he works with zombies, right? But, like, he should be so much of, like, an anal nerd that if he's outside of his zone, like, if he's not in a familiar place, he should be freaking out. He should be irritable. He should be, like, so angry to be not in his lab, not even on the same plane as his lab, surrounded by, like, corpses and things to stitch together. He should be like livid to be anywhere but Innistrad, quite frankly, in my true opinion. And then like Gisa, his sister, should also be like, I don't like. She's happy that there's zombies nearby, but like, Gisa just doesn't strike me as like the I want to travel to a new plane sort of person. Like I don't know. Hi Zim. It's very Kingdom Hearts, but not in a good way. In all fairness, original Magic's more like Kingdom Hearts, right? Because you're just a character, you're a planeswalker that goes into other worlds that have different genres, and those genres kind of stay in their own lane. Toy Story is just the Toy Story world, and then the Final Fantasy world, and blah blah blah. Um, Now, since they're all like kind of crossing into each other willy nilly and living there, it's like a bit weirder. Um, but yeah, like look at all these characters from Magic, and it's just like, yeah, let's just like dress up as cowboys, I guess. That's kind of like the only requirement for Aether for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. What we're doing, we're going over Aether Drift things part 2, which we're about to get to. Don't worry. But yeah, but now it's like people, like even like yeah, people are dressed up as like a racer, but that's like it's a choice, right? It was their choice because they're doing a race to dress up as like someone who is going to race. They're this mummy's still like a mummy, right? Because like we're just like seeing a little bit of Amonkhet. This person's not taking part in the race, but they are like a mummy being depicted. I don't know. I don't really know. I think my main point was just like, how do we feel about the Fortnite-ification of Magic when we're looking at Aether Drift specifically? Does it at least feel more natural than Outlaws or Karlov Manor, or does it feel in the same vein of just being weird? What do you think of the cool Rakdos vehicle arts? They're all great. I love all of these arts. But we're gonna get into what we're gonna cover first is going over the cards individually, and if it's a rare, we're gonna look up the alternate arts. But right now, like I'm trying to just see like the normal arts here. But either way, chat, thank you very much for indulging in a little bit of my ranting. Now we're gonna actually get into the review proper. So, we got up to January 23rd last time. Last time I did this with a Reversal Wizard. The Energy Precon just came out. Well, later, like maybe the end of the week, I'll do like a solid review and deck crafting on the energy deck. But for right now, we're just going to go after like the mainline set cards proper, and we're just gonna kind of look at each and every one of them and see what we all think. So yeah, hey, here's a comment. Interference Ace, 1 in the white, robot pilot. This creature sounds bounce views with its toughness rather than its power. Okay, it crews for 4, whatever. When this creature becomes tapped during your turn, untap it. This ability triggers only once each turn. That's actually kind of hot. You get to crew 4 and still have an 0-4 defender. That's actually really cool. And I like the robot people. I really like the robot people. So any card that has them on it, I like. That card's perfectly fine. We got Curse Cloth Wrappings, 2 black artifact, zombies you control get +1/+1. Okay, a zombie lord artifact, fine. And then tap target creature card in your graveyard gains Embalm until end of turn. The Embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. So if you don't remember what Embalm is, it was a mechanic from original Amonkhet where basically the card just like you exile the card from the graveyard. I was surprised they included moving on. Me too. You exile a creature is dead. It's in the graveyard, and then you pay the embalm cost, and you exile the creature card and put a token into play, which is basically the same abilities as that token, but it's like a bigger power and toughness. Typically, it reminds me a lot of Whip of Erebos. Yeah. So let's look at this. Target creature gains Embalm. The Embalm is equal to its mana cost, which is, exile that card and pay its mana cost. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie in addition to its other types and has no mana cost. And the has no mana cost part is what makes it, like... I mean, Embalm's an old mechanic. Right nowadays, you just make token copies of cards from the graveyard, and they keep all of the same like mana values. But Embalm did not. Um, this is kind of like Whip of Erebos, but the creature stays, right? Like Embalm makes you stay. The Whip of Erebos is like it comes back, it gets lifelink, haste, hit something, it goes away forever. This is way slower, but you know, at least the creature stays around forever. You still have to pay the cost though, which is like a little bit of an issue. I would say that the what makes this different than the Whip of Erebos is that you're not casting the spell, right? Because Embalm is an ability. Embalm is an ability in the graveyard. So if you're against a control deck, this is really good in sideboards against control, because if your creature keeps getting countered, if you manage to land Curse Cloth Wrappings, then you can just recast, quote unquote, those cards from the graveyard, but it's activating. It's an activation cost. Is there? Oh yeah, I can turn down the music. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I can absolutely turn down the music. Easy peasy. Yep. Sorry about that. Thank you very much. Whip isn't cast either. That's true. The cast part is more just like it's good against control. The whip part is that it has haste and lifelink, but it doesn't stick around. That's all. I mean, yep, yep. Thank you, Abnormal. All right, what is this? We have Wicker Folk, Indomitable, 3 in a black, artifact creature Scarecrow. Cast this card from your graveyard, paying 2 life and sacrificing an artifact. Sure, yeah, it's an uncommon that comes back. You could sacrifice like a token and you get a 4/3 back. That's pretty whatever. Canyon Vaulter. When this creature saddles a mount or crews a vehicle during your main phase, that mount or vehicle gains flying until end of turn. See, now this isn't bad. You know, this is obviously pretty good in draft, so you can have a vehicle that has flying all of a sudden. But if you're gonna do like a vehicle based commander deck, there's already a 3-drop card that just says all your vehicles get flying, just because. So, this guy's not better than that card. I'm surprised that Thesaurus doesn't have it, to be honest, but yeah, it's like whatever. It's fine. Non-interruptible artifact sacrifice is always nice. 4 mana is a bit rough. Yeah, that's why it's an uncommon that's only going to be used in draft, but this is definitely good in draft for sure. Canyon Vaulter. Brightfield Glider. 1 mana, 1/1 Possum Mount. Apparently, possums are their own creature type, which is pretty interesting. Okay. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. Okay, sure. I mean, yeah. So, saddle for 3 on a 1-drop. Damn. Okay. It's so cute. It is cute. I mean, like, this is the type of stuff that I like that they have mounts in this set, right? Like, vehicles makes more sense because it's like a racing set, but like I do like that they have mounts to just make it a little bit more varied and have more creatures in there, right? Like actual animals, and it's not just like, it's not just all creatures from Muruganda trying to eat everyone. Excuse me, sir, it's not close to a possum. Yes, this is also not a possum, by the way. It's a sugar glider. Yes, correct. This is how did we race before cars? I guess we had mounts. That's so true. That's very, very true, William Gabriel. That's actually like legit really true. Gets saddled turn 2 by the core pilot and gets double flying. It gets high flying. It can only block other creatures with flying. God, remember high flying? That's like a legit mechanic, by the way. I think, was it called high? Yeah, high. Senpapi Gabe. Was it called high flying? Okay, I forgot. Maybe it wasn't called high flying. No? Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Senpapi Gabe, good to see you, friend. Thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate you. Big ol' heckin' hearts. I hope that you had fun playing my personal favorite puzzle game of all time, Outer Wilds. Not to be confused with Outer Worlds, which I definitely sometimes confuse it when I type it in. When they made Prairie Dog and a Squirrel, yeah. Blight for a Guy there is not a it's not a possum, but hey, listen, we're out here. Good to see you, Senpapi. And thank you very much for the raid. Raiders, welcome to the Kurohotsuki channel. We're going over Aether Drift previews, basically. We're just kind of going one at a time, looking at all of them. And if they have cool art, like I'm sure Muyan Ling does, then we're going to go over to we're gonna go over to Scryfall and see. Oh, okay. Damn, these alternate arts are sweet. Okay, this is beautiful. I'm about this. I can so get behind this. This is beautiful. I didn't find the end. Well, that means that you could just get to play it again soon, bud. But I hope you have fun in D&D. Tell Joe and Highness I say hello, and I hope that they have a wonderful time, and you especially. The anime art, though, we're gonna get to the anime art, but like this person, because I think if you look at because like you see like the color of gold that Mu Yanling's outfit is, right? Like it's kind of more orangey here. You know what I mean? It's still gold, but it's like an orangier gold. But then over here, it's brighter, right? Like it's brighter because they kind of bring up, I mean, they upped all of it. But she's not going to be foil, right? The yellow that you see is going to be foil, but she herself and like the blue bird, that won't be foil. So when you get Mu Yanling in like, paper, like, I mean, this is going to be really pretty. Like, it's cards like these that make me okay with the first place yellow, to be honest with you. Hope that board is a lot more golden. Yes, yeah, I think it's... I mean, other content creators that have had it, like, they've shown that, like, yeah, it's far more holographic than just this solid yellow. This is just, when you scan a card and put it online, obviously none of the holographicness shines through, right? He got inside the ATP, right. Oh, did he? Okay, cool. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. He's getting way better. But now, damn. Now this is pretty. Now this is beautiful. I like this a lot. And this is by D Suzuki, who has done who did the one. Yeah. This is Nahiri's Wrath or something like that. I forgot what it was. This is like a copy spell and then from the graveyard flashback. But yeah, this artist has done quite a couple cards. And I mean, listen, this Planeswalker, hot garbage. However, when it looks like this, way better. And then Enduring Curiosity as well. Yeah. Yeah, so D Suzuki is kind of killing it. Off topic, have you seen the Grand Prix Feast and Famine promo? It apparently doesn't exist. Oh, Grand Prix Feast and Famine. The sword, like, is the sword of Feast and Famine? I have not seen that, Maximilian. But I like this a lot. If I open this, I would just kind of keep it. Maybe I wouldn't sell it. Although, I don't know. I'm never going to use it. Also, this is just like vehicles you control have flying, right? So it's like already kind of strictly better than that uncommon. Arthur, hello. Anime Moo is Chef's Kiss, even if the card itself is alright. Yeah, Lev Dev. Like, it's like alright. Like, the card itself is fine. Like, okay, let me read it. Mu Yanling, Wind Rider, 2 blue, legendary creature, human wizard pilot. When this creature enters, create a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew 1. Sure, that's just like the vehicle tokens of this set. Vehicles you control have flying. Fine. Whenever one of our creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Which is fine, right? So, like, in Commander, at most you draw 3 cards because you'll have, 3 different opponents to attack. Which, like, I mean, this card costs 4 mana. This card costs 4 mana, and we already have Enduring Curiosity, right? Like, we have Enduring Curiosity. So why is it too much for Mu Yanling to just have the same Enduring Curiosity text that just says, like, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. Or whenever any creature with flying, like, even if it's just flying, why does it have to be 1 or more, right? Like, I don't really get why it couldn't just be Enduring Curiosity Part 2, but Legendary, and gives my vehicles flying. I don't know. I don't know, like, whatever. But the art's beautiful. I never saw Magic the Gathering Pokemon cards, and of course the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! That being said, there are vehicles that would be amusing to get flying to, say the rollerblades. Ooh, also, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, I like this foil for Mu Yanling, although this full art is also very nice. There's how many arts for this card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 total arts for this one card. At least, I mean, at least it's like the same art 3 times and then like new art. But Jesus. Jesus. All right. And this is like the super holographic one, right? This one here. Cuz like the normal has like a normal skyline, right? Like behind it here. And then the like super mega foil is just like I don't know what I don't know what's going on. Like I don't even know. I can't even comprehend. But yeah, hey, that's Mu Yanling. Cool. Alright, back to this one. Glory Heath Lynx. 2 mana, 2/3 cat mount with lifelink. When this creature attacks while saddled, search your library for a basic plains card. If you put it to your hand and shuffle. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. No, not even close. And also remember, chat, like the mount mechanic is largely in green white, and even in Thunder Junction, it's still like a green white sort of mechanic. So when thinking about mounts, and especially for like a commander mindset, it's good to remember that like you're in green white probably. So I don't know, just like have that context in mind. It's like, oh yeah, this is fine for a green white deck. I might be able to put an extra land into play. I might have loot, you know. Great for limited and solid for EDH for the saddle decks. Yeah, agreed. Even though you are, you know, in blue green or green white. Omenkeel commander players are eating. Yeah, I was wondering if Mu Yanling was just like a replacement for Omenkeel, but Omenkeel is like a kind of a cooler card. And Rider Catalyzer. 1 in the red. 3/1. Start your engine. So someone asked earlier if I could explain speed. So more or less. So this is start your engines right here, right? This is how speed works. So start your engines. You'll get a card like End Razor Catalyzer, right? It has start your engines on it. It's very similar to Ascend. It's very similar to the Ascend mechanic. So this is not a triggered ability. Start your engines. It just happens as soon as End Razor Catalyzer is on the field. You are now like doing the start your engines, right? It's not ETB start your engines and you can respond to it and anything like that. It's just like no, as soon as it hits, you are starting your engines. Now, starting your engines, it has 4 different levels: 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is on the back. When you start your engines, right? So when this enters, if you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. So when this enters, when you start your engines, you start at 1 already. And then if you deal damage that turn, you go to 2 speed, right? Because you made your opponent lose life in some way, shape, or form, whether it's damage, burn, life gain, pain and drain, whatever it is. Your opponent's life total descends downward for any such reason. You increase your speed, right? Only on your turn. So you start at 1, and that immediate turn you can go to speed 2. Then you have to wait until it's your turn again before you can increase your speed. So even if you deal damage on your opponent's turn, it doesn't matter. So it's your turn again. You deal damage, whatever. You go to speed level 3. Still nothing special happening. It's just, level 3, whatever. Do another turn. And then you deal damage again. And now you go to maximum speed, which is 4. And then you can stop counting, right? Like you don't go beyond 4. You stop counting. There's no reason. Like that's why it's on the back of the card, right? Like you're only counting 1, 2, and 3. But once you get to 4, you just keep it there just to represent that you have max speed. Very similar, And also you never, there's only one card that makes you go down in speed, right? So I'm going to say like you never, with like a little like the world's smallest asterisk, you never go down in speed except for the one card that makes you do it, right? So don't worry about it. But in general, you never go down in speed. Once you're at like that 4 max speed, you're just there. Very like much like Ascend, right? Where like, or a City's Blessing. As soon as you had 10 permanents and something gave you Ascend and cared about City's Blessing, you just keep City's Blessing even if you go under 10 permanents, right? So max speed. And then maximum speed itself doesn't do anything, right? Max speed doesn't have an ability. But what max speed does is if you have a card that has an ability that's only active if you have max speed, right? So normally this guy is just a 2 mana 3/1 human warrior, whatever, right? But if you have speed of 4, if you're at max speed, this guy's able to tap for red. That's it, right? Normally, like if you're not at maximum speed, this like the card text is blank, right? Like you can just cut the maximum speed part out, pretend it's not there. But once you get to maximum speed, now it's there. So speed doesn't sack; it's just a thing you have to thing you have and you never go past 4. Exactly, abnormal, yes. So it's not like in order to have a Start Your Engines deck, it's not like you have to have 50 cards that say Start Your Engines and you have to like, play Start Your Engines, Start Your Engines, Start Your Engines to get the 4. Nope. One card has Start Your Engines. That's all you need. And then you deal, and then over 3 turns, the fastest you can get to max speed is over 3 turns, right? Because you start at 1, you deal damage that turn, so you go to 2, right? So that's 1 turn. Then to 3, and then to 4. So it takes 3 turns to get to maximum speed. And you only need 1 card to start your engines ever. Speed is targeted to the player, not permanent. Correct, right? You as the player are going up in speed. Yep, no problem. No problem, Normal. I hope that helps anyone who needs to know. Yep, and you just forget that it even has a max speed ability until you're at max speed. You also don't have to track multiple speeds, so to speak, just one. Exactly, right? You don't have to keep track of your opponent's speed. You're just taking care of yourself. That's why I liken it to Ascend more than like, day night. Day night's awful. Both players kind of have to keep track. Not fun. Initiative, both players have to keep track and they're on different parts of it. Not very fun. Max speed, it's just you. It's just whoever cares. It's just whoever cares. All right, yeah, this guy, hey, 2 mana guy that eventually taps for 2 red. I mean, he's a good late game card, right? Red doesn't usually get mana dorks, so I mean, shit, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, Carrion Cruiser, 2 and a black, 3/2 vehicle. When this vehicle enters, mill 2 cards and return a creature or vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. Hey, a 3 mana, mill 2, bring a card back from your graveyard to your hand, crew 1. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, solid. Yeah, this a solid card. Nothing to see here. Nothing too. Honestly, like, yeah, it's fine. It's literally just fine. It is a-okay. Make myself a little bit bigger here, especially because I'm taking up so much of the screen. Yeah, it's just like fine. Roadside Blowout, 2 and a blue, sorcery. It costs 2 less to cast if it targets a permanent mana value 1. Return target creature or vehicle an opponent controls to its owner's hand, draw a card. Yeah, so if there's a Soul Ring, it only costs blue. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I mean, outside of Soul Ring and the last ride or whatever it's called, I don't really know how many 1 mana value permanents we got in standard. But okay, with Pixie Decks being a thing. Oh, Pixie Decks, is that a thing? Oh, like fairies. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Nesting robot. So can't really see it. What? That's hold on. Nesting bot. There we go. Nesting bot. For a white artifact creature robot, you know I love the mendicants. Start your engine, so it's another start your engines guy. When this creature dies, make a 1/1 colorless servo artifact token. No, I don't like that they make servos. I wish that they made robots, like 1/1 robots. Servos are kind of boring to me. And I don't know what the servos look like yet. And then if you have maximum speed, this creature gets 1/0. So, you know, if you're in draft and you're doing maximum speed dot deck, you know, fine. You get a guy that is sometimes a 2/1 for 1. You know, whatever. At least you start your engines immediately. You know what I mean? Like on turn 1, if you go first and you play Nesting Bot, cool. And like your opponent doesn't play something on turn 1, hey, Nesting Bot's going to get you to level 2, like speed 2 next turn, right? That's not bad. That's totally fine. Nesting Robot is gross with 1 red spell. You sack an artifact to make 3 goblins. Oh, true. Oh, this will go in red white tokens. That's already a deck. Yeah, that's pretty sick. That, hey, good call, Lev Dev. That's very, very true. Okay, this is the loot card. Perilous Snare. Let's get it in a language we can read it on. That's another thing that another kind of a knock against Mythic Spoiler. You know, like this is the first art that they show of this card, and they just like won't get rid of it until forever. Perilous Snare. 2 and a white. Start your engine artifact. Start your engines. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield. Okay, it's an O-ring, right? And then when you're at max speed, you can tap it to put a +++ encounter on target creature or vehicle you control. Activate only as a sorcery. It's an O-ring that can sometimes make your creature stronger. Okay. Does it have other arts? Oh, God. Okay, this does not look very great. I mean, yeah, the yellow. I mean, it's also just like loot. Loot having human eyes is obviously like, you know, that's just Chris Siemens like rendition, but I think that's why I find this art so off-putting, is that Loot's eyes are like normal irises, right? Like they're normal human eyes, and I can't stand that. I literally just cannot. I cannot deal with this. But we're out here. Azorius Artifacts is a thing. See, fun. Play with Simulacrum. Oh, it's true. This does trigger Simulacrum Synthesizer. I do like that deck, too. Yeah, this was not your favorite. Yeah. But okay, yeah. That's a cool card. What do we got next? V-Strider Vanguard. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them, put them into your hand, the rest at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a 2/2 common of a wolf with wings that doesn't fly. Okay. Sure. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, okay. Right, yeah. Sure. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, Yeah, what you said. Tune up 3 and a white. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a vehicle, it becomes an artifact creature. So this is pretty. I mean, this is the same as like every other 4 mana white sorcery that says like resurrect a creature. There's even ones that already resurrect. I think like not reconnaissance, but like recollection or something did this. Um, Being able to make your vehicle permanently an artifact creature so you never have to crew it again. Now that's pretty rare, right? Like you no longer have to looking forward to adding some new vehicles for your Kenway deck. Yeah, Perez, that'll be really good, Ariel. I mean, hey, you're gonna put this in that very same deck. Yeah, turning your vehicle into an artifact creature permanently is pretty cool. I gotta say, this is gonna be pretty useful. Pretty useful. I might honestly, yeah, Parhelion too. Yeah, I might put this in. Hey, Olius48, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I might put this in. Oh, thank you for the sub, for the YouTube sub. I might put this in Shurikai, 4 mana in Shurikai after I discard an artifact, and now like it just comes back as a vehicle. That's like legitimately pretty good. Demonic Junker, 6 in a red. Artifact vehicle, 4/3. Affinity for artifacts. Very interesting that they're putting affinity in this set. It makes sense because obviously this is an artifact centric set, but like affinity for artifacts. Okay. When this vehicle enters, for each player, destroy up to one target creature that player controls. If a creature you controlled was destroyed this way, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this vehicle. That is cool. That is very cool. You can't play this card and crew it in response to its own ability, by the way. You cannot do that. You can't choose this card to be destroyed to its own ability because you can't crew it in time before you have to choose targets for your ability. So like you can crew it and it will see everything die and it'll get counters or whatever. You can crew it before the ability resolves, but when you put the ability on the stack, you need to choose the targets before you have the ability to crew. Good, but for specific decks, I mean, at the end of the day, affinity for artifacts is affinity for artifacts, right? I mean, I'll pay a black. Oh no, like, hold on. This is amazing, though. Becky12, thank you very much for the follow. Or sorry for the YouTube sub. No, this is amazing. I think because like this is the same as for each player destroy up to one target creature that player controls. What's the difference between this and like every sacrifice guy? You know what I mean? Uh what's the zombie when you enter the battlefield everyone sacrifices a creature? You know the ones, chat. In Commander, we use them all the time. ETB, everyone sacrifices a creature. Merciless Executioner. Flashback Marauder. Thank you, Yogg. Yogg, actually, I'm glad that you're here because I have a question for you. Yeah, Flashback Marauder. Yeah, like, what's the difference between this and Flashback Marauder, right? Like, Flashback Marauder costs 3, but each player just sacrifices a creature of their choice. Whereas Demonic Junker, you have to kill something that's not demonic Junker, so that part does suck. Although I'm sorry, hold on. Wait, it's up to 1. So you even have to destroy that. You don't have to destroy anything. To put it another way, this at 2 or 3 is great. At 7, even with the vehicle, it's not great. Yeah, sure. This is just a kill spell. This is just a good kill spell. It's like, yeah, you know your zombies, absolutely. Yeah, this is just a good kill spell. And it hits everyone. Does it have alternate art? It does. View all prints. What is this? What is this? What? What am I looking at? Right, even if you did, because it's a vehicle, it wouldn't be able to target itself if you had no other creatures. Yep, I covered that earlier. What a weird art. This is very, like, 90s, like, hey, guys, even punk rockers can be cool, too. Look at their camaraderie together. This is a weird one. It's good, but you have to play it in a deck with a good portion of artifacts to reduce it. Hey, listen, that's all I play. I love artifact decks. So to me, it's basically it's just like a, it's just it's a